Hello students, we have come to the last three problems. If I remember properly, this problem is already done in P section and it was pending in Q section if I am right. And I have presumed that you have understood all problems which are taught in previous videos, audios, as I didn't get any feedback on anything. Therefore, we have assumed that you have understood everything for the exam. In case if you feel that you have any doubt or you need more help in any topic, please let us know through your class reps as soon as possible so that we can help you out in performing well in your exams. Now, let's move on to the problem which we need to learn today. A company wants to take over B company. Here, A company is planning to acquire, this is the acquiring company, it is planning to acquire B company, which is your target company. Now, financial details of both companies are given: equity share capital, then preference, then share premium, profit and loss account, debentures are given, and this is your total liabilities 3,46,000 and 1,22,000, taking total of all this. Then we have fixed assets, current assets, where the total assets value are also given. So vertical form of balance sheet is given to you. And guys, here we have profit after tax and preference dividend. If you remember your EBIT or the income statement, EBIT minus interest is your EBT, less tax is your EAT, then subtract your preference dividend. Finally, you get profit available to equity shareholders. This is the amount which you get after deducting your tax and preference dividend. Therefore, profit after tax and preference dividend is nothing but earnings available to equity shareholders. Then market price per share is given to you. You are required to determine the share exchange ratio to be offered to the shareholders of B Limited. That is, to acquire B company, how much you need to pay, how many shares you need to give them or offer them is the question they have asked, where you have three parameters. One is your net assets value, then is your earnings per share, and third one is market price per share. And lastly, girls, you have one more question. They ask which should be preferred from the point of view of A Limited. That is, when we have three variables NAV, EPS, and MPS, we need to find out which one is more economical or cheaper to the acquiring company, to the target company. Which basis is more suitable is what you need to answer at the end. Now let us start with the problem where calculation of share exchange ratio on the basis of net assets value you need to calculate. Girls, before that I hope you remember how to calculate share exchange ratio. How to calculate your share exchange ratio? Nothing but you need to find out how many shares you need to offer. Where, girls, if it is NAV basis, take NAV. If it is EPS, take EPS. Or if it is MPS, take MPS. Whichever is the variable or the parameter, you need to take that in the numerator and the denominator. Then of target company divided by of acquiring company, and this will give you the share exchange ratio. Then how do you calculate number of shares to be offered? Number of shares to be offered depends on your share exchange ratio, which you have calculated just now, into number of shares in target company. Like we have done in the previous problem, share exchange ratio formula dalle, if you multiply number of shares in the target company, ಈ multiplication ಇಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ directly you will get the answer. That method also you can follow. You need not calculate it separately. Directly you can calculate number of shares to be offered. To be more clear with what we are doing, I just gave the explanation so that later you will not face any confusion while solving the problem. Now the first parameter which they have given you is on the basis of net assets value. What is NAV basically? Net assets value is the difference between total assets minus your long term liabilities. So, girls, here we are not taking short term liabilities which we have. Total assets will tell us total investment in the business minus outsiders fund. If you deduct, you will get the capital which you have invested, which is your net assets value. That is what you need to calculate here. Where do we get this total assets in the given data? It is given here. Total assets of A is 3,46,000 and B is 1,22,000. Write down minus your long term liabilities which you have. Which are the liabilities we have? Preference shares, we have share premium. Please remember, share premium belongs to equity shareholders, nothing but owners fund. This is not your outsiders borrowed capital, therefore you should not take that. Then go to P&L account, that also is not your liability. Then we have debentures. So only two liabilities we have. One is the preference share capital, one is your debentures. Write down that preference shares 10%, debentures. Preference shares for company A we have 40,000, for B it is nil. Sorry. And debentures for company A it is 30,000 and for company B it is 10,000. Now total assets minus your long term liabilities, that is outsiders liabilities, will give you net assets value or net worth of the company, which is 2,76,000 and 1,12,000. Now find out net worth per share. How many shares we have, girls, in the company A? As you see, equity share capital of 10 each is issued. Total equity in company A is 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs divided by 10 rupees, it will be 20,000 equity shares in company A, and in company B. Again, we have total capital of 1 lakh. 1 lakh divided by 10, which is 10,000. And therefore, your net worth per share 2,76,000 divided by 20 rupees will be rupees 13.80, and here it is 11.2 rupees. Now you need to calculate number of shares to be offered. How do you calculate number of shares to be offered? Net worth of the target company. As you can see in the formula, either you calculate share exchange ratio and then you calculate number of shares to be offered, or directly also you can solve and get the answer. So here net worth per share of target is 11.20, of acquiring is 13.80, into number of shares in the target company. Just now we have seen we have 1 lakh capital of 10 each, which is 10,000. So girls, 11.2 divided by 13.8, which is 0.81. See girls, this is your share exchange ratio. Numerator divided by the denominator is the share exchange ratio, into number of shares in the target company will tell you how many shares you need to offer. So into 10,000 will give you 8,100 shares. So if NAV is taken as the basis, your acquiring company has to offer 8,100 shares to your target company. Now the second parameter on which, or the basis on which, you need to find out the share exchange ratio and your number of shares to be offered is your EPS. How do we know the EPS? Is it given in the problem? No. But we have the clue. Earnings available to equity shareholders of both companies given to us. Then, with the given data, already we know that in company A we have 20,000 shares and in company B we have 10,000 shares. We have 2 lakh capital of 10 each, 20,000, 1 lakh capital of rupees 10 each, 10,000 shares. With that, first you calculate your EPS. Then after calculating your EPS, calculate your share exchange ratio and then number of shares to be offered. So in the step 1, calculate EPS with the given data. Step 2, calculate your share exchange. Then finally, number of shares to be offered. These are the 3 steps you need to follow. Start with step 1, calculation of EPS, which is earnings available to equity shareholders divided by number of equity shares. See, again we have two companies, acquiring and target. We need to calculate EPS for both. In case of company A, as you can see here, it is 48,000 shares divided by 20,000 equity shares. In case of company B, we have 30,000 EASH divided by 10,000 shares, which will be 2.4 and 3. Now you need to calculate your share exchange based on this, which is EPS of the target firm divided by acquiring firm. So 3 divided by 2.4 is 1.25. Therefore, number of shares to be offered is share exchange ratio into number of equity shares in target firm. Already it is written on the top. I hope you remember. 1.25 into 10,000, which will be 12,500 shares. Now go on the basis of MPS. MPS based on this calculation of share exchange and number of shares to be offered is very easy, because already MPS is given to us. Directly we need to apply in the formula and then find out the value, that's all. So what is the share exchange ratio here? MPS of your target company, which is your B company, divided by MPS of the acquiring company, EA company. What is the MPS of your B company? 27. So take 27 of your acquiring company is 24. Therefore, your share exchange ratio is 1.125. So number of shares to be offered will be 1.125 into 10,000. So which will be 11,250. Now girls, from the point of view of A company, we need to suggest which is the better option. In the first case, they need to offer 8,100 shares. In the second case, it is 12,500. In the third case, it is 11,250. So if you look at all these three options available, least number of shares needs to be offered in the case 1. So therefore, from the point of view of company A, they need to exchange shares on the basis of net assets value, where least number of shares is to be issued. This is the conclusion you need to write. A company should offer or prefer the share exchange based on net assets value, because it needs to offer least number of shares. I hope you have followed it, students. Thank you.